Hello, my name is Darren Kwilinski. Welcome to another episode of Port to Esports, and today we have with us the Smash Melee god and legend himself, Mango, and we're going to be talking about Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. Mango, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, you guys just called me up and were like, "You want to do this?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." It was just easy. I want to talk about the game. I'm excited for it. I keep saying I just feel like a little kid again. Like I haven't been like this excited for a game where like, and I can play SpongeBob. Like I feel like a kid again. Like I'm just waiting for Christmas, October. Hopefully it comes out in October. I think it's supposed to. Just waiting. I've only seen positive. Like everyone in the Melee community, even the Ultimate community, is like, it looks fun, and like we all grew up with Nick, so it's just like so many like things that we love just clashing. So like we're all out of this world excited.
I feel like that's some sort of the charm of Melee and Ultimate is like a lot of these things people are growing up with smashed together, and this is just kind of a different outlet for that. You kind of mentioned the community, right? First question about that is, what have you been hearing within the Smash community, both in Melee and Ultimate, about this game? Are they excited? Are they worried? Are they like off-putted by it?
No, I think I have like all of like the top players I've talked to about it. Like everyone's just excited. Because platform fighters don't come out too often. It's like off the top of my head, I can think of like 2 or 3 that aren't like Smash related. So for us, it's like we're good at this very like unique game that like our like that being good at Melee doesn't really transfer to being good at like a shooter or something else. So it's like for me, I'm excited because I know when I play it, I'm just gonna have like already a good understanding of it, and I think we all feel that way because we're all good at this like I said, unique kind of game. And now it's like we can go into a game and already be good with like characters we love, like SpongeBob, whoever. So like it's just so excited, obviously.
There's my favorite character, Michelangelo. I cannot
You're
wait.
Mikey.
Best Ninja Turtle, as you can see here and up here. There he is. But yeah, I'm excited for that as well. I was actually kind of surprised to see a couple of the Ninja Turtles included, as well as April O'Neil, which has been a very, very positive reception to her, which I think is great. In terms of some of your favorite characters, you've been tweeting out CatDog and SpongeBob are going to be some of your mains. So what else in terms of characters are exciting you, and why do those characters excite you?
I think honestly, I'd like 90% of them, minus some. I think of the newer people. I'm not like the Lucy character. I don't know where she's from. And like a few of the others. It's funny you say that like you're hyped for April, but all of us are like, what is April doing in this game? Until we saw her gameplay, and I was like, actually, she looks kind of nasty. So we up until then, I was like, why is April in the game? Then I saw the way she played, and she looks pretty fun. So I mean, like honestly, my favorite characters are SpongeBob and like CatDog. So like, I already have like everything I want. Maybe a Odd Parents character would be awesome, but like already like the fact that like 2 of my favorite characters are in, that's enough for me. And it's cool seeing everybody. I think like the gimmick that Nintendo has is like everyone loves Mario or Peach, or everybody can relate to a character, and I think that's why Smash got to where it was, because like you have all these characters that people grew up with, blah blah blah. And I think the reason this game's going to do well is because like whenever a new character gets released, or like you see a character you like, what are you going to want to do? You're going to want to play the character, right? So like that's why I'm just excited. I'm like, I can play as SpongeBob. Like that sounds amazing. So that's the gimmick I think Nintendo had, and I think that's gonna you'll see it like blossom with this game as people are just getting excited for it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Nickelodeon characters and shows, are there any that you're seeing that you would adore to see in the game, like they're not seeing that you would like to see in the game?
Like characters I would want.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think an Odd Parents character would be cool. Trying to think. I'm trying to remember all the shows I used to love, but like I said, I'm happy with SpongeBob. CatDog was like always one of my favorite shows, and like I feel like it's like kind of a forgotten show. Like, but then the second I saw CatDog was in it, I'm trying to think off the top of my head because I mean, you could just add more SpongeBob characters. Some of the CatDog characters are like really cool, like the bullies or whatever. Like that's what I was saying. It's just so endless. You could add side characters, main characters. You can add like people's, so in the show, some characters will have like alter egos. Like it's just so like it could just be so much, and I think that's what it's just endless. Like it just can be anything.
You got Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life. You could add. I think Invader
Exactly. It's
Zim
just
was a Nick
endless.
show. Yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they have a deep pool
It's
to pull
endless.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last thing on this topic, from what you've been seeing, any characters remind you of a Smash character?
Based off what I was seeing, I think these characters are pretty unique. They're like I describe this game as like wonky, and I don't think it's wonky in a bad way, because I think it's cool when like I like they got the blueprint from like platform Smash or whatever, but like I don't want to just play like another Melee. Like I want to play something else, right? Like I've been playing Melee for 15 years, and I think this game has like it looks very unique and like wonky, and like the movements are like sporadic, and I think that's really like to me that's really cool because like I don't want to play Melee. Like if this game was exactly like Melee, I would just play Melee, right? But it's like I think this game has a very unique like it just looks like it flows like really different, and I think that's gonna be like really cool, at least for me, and that's what I'm excited for.
So let's break down some of the things we've been seeing mechanics wise. There was a video released a few days ago that broke down a ton of different things that you can do, and some of it is actually fairly unique, if not incredibly unique, to All Star Brawl. Let's talk a little bit about the Wave Dash. I know that there's Wave Dashing in Melee, and it's a very, very common tactic to utilize for spacing and movement. What were your thoughts on when all of a sudden SpongeBob is doing 8 wave dashes in a row, back and forth, also by maintaining his direction at Patrick?
I think I had the same reaction first. It's like this, this fucking SpongeBob wave dashing. Like you never thought you would even say that sentence, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like that's so like so first that's already the first thing, and then obviously as a Melee player, like I've been wave dashing for 15 years, and funny enough, I think I'm probably known for having like the best wave dashes. So my second reaction was how bad these wave dashes are, and I can tell like how clunky they are. So I'm imagining like a Melee player doing like a smooth one, and you're probably just gonna glide. It's gonna look so sick. Um, Assuming the game's as buttery as I think it is, and it does look, so I'm pretty sure it'll run the way I think it is based off what I'm seeing. So I think you'll be able to just like slide. It's gonna look so sick. So I think all Melee players are like, we love wave dashing. Like, so even just I think that being in the game is so like yeah, I'm in. Like I can because where else can you wave dash? You can't wave dash like anywhere else. That's like very I maybe like one other game off the top of my head has it. So it's like yeah, let's wave dash. Where else can I put that skill to use?
You think that wave dashing, just like in Melee, this is going to be a core component to like the expert level players?
I think actually people kind of overrate like how people are like, oh my god, wave dashing. It's like you get a lot of characters. It depends on the character. Some characters like it's a necessity to have wave dash. Some other characters you'll never see them wave dash. Like even top players, like some characters will dash dance more. Some characters will wave dash more. So I don't know how viable it'll be in this game because I don't like understand like the combo system or anything, but it's not as important. It's just character based. So I'm hoping some characters have it. That'll be cool if you see the characters like wave dashing around. But I'm sure like after 3 days, everyone's gonna go crazy, and you'll see where it stands in like the meta or whatever.
Absolutely. Let's talk about blocking and shields. There are no shields here in All Star Brawl. Instead, you have 3 different forms of blocking. One of them is your standard block, which will put you a significant distance away and can even teeter you on the ledge. Then there's a directional block, which will lessen that pushback. And then there's a perfect block, which will give you the parry. How do you feel about this mechanic as a whole?
So obviously it's unique, and again, I think that's awesome because I want to see other stuff besides the bubble that's in Melee and Ultimate. So first glance looking at it, I was like super interested. I'm like, because that opens up who knows how many different like options, how many different counterplay. What there's just it just instantly like my brain's like that's kind of cool. It's unique, and based off what I'm seeing, I think like I said, it's unique and cool. I like that they slide, and then if it gets to the edge, they get hit with the lag. You can also like parry it, power shield it. So it's like already right there is like 6 different things happening, and it'll be fun just to see like what it looks like in a week after the game because people are just going to discover counterplay, like how important is shielding going to be. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it's not that important and everyone's just like running it and attacking each other nonstop, and I think that's really cool too. So with how unique it is, it'll just be really cool to see like it develop from like its own, like it's its own thing, right? So we'll see what happens to it.
let's move on to the rock paper scissors sort of mechanic against strong attacks, which honestly, this was the thing that surprised me the most, especially when. So let's just read through it. Down beats mid and causes a stagger. Mid beats up and causes a turnaround, and then up beats down and causes a spin out. What were your thoughts around that when you saw that?
I just thought it was cool because I mean, if you ask a lot of fighting game players and like melee, whatever, there are just like a lot of moments where it's rock paper scissors. This beats that, that beats that, whatever. And it's kind of cool to just see it be in like one moment. It's just like whoever picks the right option, whoever reads, guesses, whatever. It's just like will be very obvious that you lost that like moment. And like I think that's cool that like anyone just be like, oh, she's got owned, right? He got red, whatever. So I it's again, I'm all for the every new like unique thing. I think is cool because immediately I'm just like so many things going through my mind. I think that should be cool. The only thing is I don't know how often it'll come up because like it's when people do a smash attack at the same time. So like I don't know how often people are going to be in that moment, but whenever it comes up, it could be cool. Unless again, I don't know how the game's going to like progress, so maybe it pops up more. But I think it might not pop up that much, and it might be like one of those things that happens once in a while and it'll be super hype. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty unique because off the top of my head, I don't see it having like based off like what I know about platform fighters, like that situation like never happens in melee where people like kind of smash at each other. It's very rare, so like I can't see it happening that much. So it'll be very exclusive, and I think that's like it have its own little flavor, which is cool.
Projectiles. We saw a little bit of this in the parry B-roll that we were looking at, but they can get parried back, and you can catch them. What I thought that was crazy when we knew that we were going to be talking to you. I was just thinking about, oh man, what if people are catching Falco lasers and
That's
throwing it
what
back at
everyone
you?
was saying. Yep.
Right. So let's get your insight onto that.
Again, another cool mechanic because I think at lower level this could be very discouraging if you're just trying to play and someone's just chucking things at you and you just like, oh, it's just not fun. But it's like immediate counterplay, low level, mid level, top level. And again, it's because in my head I think this game's gonna be very aggressive because just off the shielding and stuff and the movement, I feel like people are just gonna be. And projectiles look like they won't really play a part. Again, I've only seen I think one or two projectiles, so there might not even be that many. But I like that it'll become a little mini game, right? Like if somebody hits it back, you just get stuck, and then like, what if you get like a 5? I don't know how long it goes, but what if at some point we're like in a crazy match and people are just going turbo and like the little bubbles going crazy until somebody gets hit and everyone's just like, oh. So I think that's cool, and yeah, I think it makes it so like you can't really camp, right? Because it's just immediate. Even if you don't have a projectile, now you do, right? So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, the volley mechanic of going back and forth could definitely be some fun
It's
crowd
super hype.
interaction of oh,
Yep.
oh, oh, oh,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, I can
Mhm.
definitely see that for sure. Uh air grabs. Air grabs look pretty like a pretty significant way to juggle.
Usually, the way melee works, when you get a grab, it pretty much can start up a big combo depending on your percent. Like if I grab somebody at 30% and throw them up, I can always do something because they're in hit stun for a certain amount of time. So it's the
Right.
way I would say grabs are like how a lot of people start their combos. It's like the step one. You can obviously combo off of anything, but like the grab, because of the way percents work and like hit stun works, if I throw you up at 30, you will always be in the same amount of hit stun for that period of time. So just think of it like you just know what like they go a certain way and you know how much time you have to hit them. So that's why people like it because it's like I guess guaranteed because you know how long they're gonna be free to hit. So that's why a lot of people like it's like their bread and butter pretty much. So like with air grabs, like the first thing I thought was like because in melee we don't have that, so I was like, I'm gonna pop him in the air, smash attack him to the left, like wave dash, maybe like there's enough hits done where I can like do 2 perfect wave dashes to like keep my combo going and then like grab him again. So it's like immediately I was just like, that's like such a cool mechanic because I was already thinking of like ways to like because of the way I see it is it's just another combo extender, hopefully, and then it's just like another way to extend your combo. And obviously everybody loves the longer the combo, the cooler, right?
Last thing I wanted to kind of talk about was movement overall. We did touch on wave dashing a little bit, but now there's a way that, in this game, you can lock your movement to always be looking at a certain direction, going back and forth. Did you see a lot of benefit for this mechanic? Like, how would you utilize it? Did you have any thoughts there?
I thought it was cool. Just I can run at somebody with my back, like So it's kind of like the only way you can do that in Melee. It's called like moonwalking. So it's the only time you can just run at somebody with your back. But like already, what I was thinking of, it's like, because like if like let's say I'm playing somebody who's good and like he has his back to me. So now like the way I play, like what's gonna happen, it changes because his back's to me. So like the moves he can do, obviously forward and back will be crazy. So like if he goes back, maybe I want to go back, and now we're back to back, like just whatever. And then I think the fact that changes everything because you'll probably change how you play based on what direction they're playing. But then people are going to be changing it up. At least in my head, I'm like, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to run forward. I'm like, nope, I'm turning around now. I'm going to come at you. And it's like, that'll be really cool to see like how quick people are like changing forward to back. And then like, if they go forward, now you go forward. Like maybe in some matchup, it's like, I always want to be facing this guy because I have an advantage. So like, you just kind of like already like so much counterplay and like unique plays coming to my head where like, because the spacing will change. Like, so maybe this guy threatens like this much space forward, but then if he's back, he threatens this much. So it's like that alone in my head's like it'll just change how everything's played. And then the fact that you can run at them with full momentum with like a crazy like move that probably has a lot of range backwards is like so like it's like already in my head. It's just like so many like cool scenarios running through.
So let's talk a little bit about Smash Brothers versus All Star Brawl, which is an inevitable question. It's going to come up. It happens a lot. What are just your general thoughts? Is there room for both of these platform brawlers?
I honestly don't see why not. Especially it seems like the devs are going to support the game. Obviously, we do not have that. We've supported ourselves. Um, I can't imagine like I guess what people are asking is like, will people leave Melee or like Ultimate to like play this? And I in my head I just see why not both. Obviously, if like in my head I just don't see why not. It's like the more the merrier. I don't because like I like definitely don't see like I don't know. I think it'll be fine. The way like Melee and like Ultimate live, it's like well they already have two Smash games. Let's just say you add another that people like. It's just like the people who like All Stars will play All Stars. The people who like Melee, like in the end, everyone will be happy, and I don't see how adding another option hurts in any way. Like in the end, like the Melee people will do that. Ultimate players will play, and then in the end, like it's just another option, and I don't really see a problem with that.
And we've touched on this a little bit, but Melee is notorious for being grassroots. Nintendo is notorious for sending cease and desist letters across multiple different Smash tournaments. If All Star does get that first party support, do you think it's going to be able to eclipse Melee and Ultimate in terms of things like prize pool and event size and all that sort of thing?
Well, I mean, definitely prize pool. You only need like not a lot of money to pass our pity prize pools, but I mean, it could be. It depends how like serious the game gets. Because like, is this game trying to be competitive? Is it just going to be a fun game? I think we'll know like pretty quick. Like maybe because the thing that Melee has, it's very deep, and we don't know how deep this game's going to be. Like maybe it hits a wall here, and then it's just fun, or maybe it just keeps getting deeper and deeper, which would be cool, right? So we really don't know. I think. I mean, it could. The thing is, it could easily surpass us because in terms of like popularity, because it's Nickelodeon. Like, if there's anybody who can compete with like Nintendo characters, it's like Nick. Like we all grew up with Nick, so that alone is like massive, right? And then if the devs are putting money and actually working on the game, listening to the community, I can see it be more popular. Which again, I think is good for Melee. Like people are like, is it gonna kill Melee? Because imagine like just say thousands of all star kids whoever get into the game. They're like, this game's cool, and then they're gonna be like, oh, what other games are like this? And they're like, oh, there's Melee, and they'll be like, they watch Melee, and they're like, that game looks really cool. I'm gonna play that game. So like anytime there's at least in our history is like every time a new Smash games come out, everyone's like, is Melee gonna die? It happened with Brawl, Smash 4 Ultimate, and in the end, it only makes Melee more popular because these people come in like I'm sure people are like, yeah, I used to be a Smash 4 kid or Ultimate, but then I saw Melee and I lost it. So like in the end, I think this game will only inevitably be really good for Melee. So that's why I'm happy for it. It's going to bring people into like the platform fighter genre that probably didn't even know existed. They'll see Melee and lose it because obviously I'm diehard Melee, but I think it's good. I hope this game gets massive and it's just good for Melee in the long term. So I'm all for it.
Are you gonna be a competitive All Star Brawl player?
I told myself I would never go pro in anything again because I've been playing melee competitively since I was literally like 13 or 14. I'm 29. So I'm done competing. I want to be a nice casual in a few years, call it. But let's just say the game comes out and I'm just kind of nasty at it. I might go to it. I mean, I think what would be cool is if I go to like a tournament or two just for the hype. Because imagine it's like, oh, Mango's going to this tournament, and like some other top melee players are going, and we all kind of go for fun. It's just like I think that'd be cool. But let's say I go and I get owned by this little Patrick kid, and I'm just like I'm not doing this. Like I'm too old for this. But I mean I'll compete if I'm nasty. If I'm just like okay and like I don't want to take it that serious, I'll just stream it and have fun with it. I'm kind of open. I'm not against it if I'm nasty, but if I'm just like some reason these kids are just better, I'll be like, I'm not wasting my time. I'll just play melee at that point.
All right, so now, Mango, let's just take a look at the matches that have come out so far and get your reactions to them. There's 3. The first one we're going to take a look at is April versus Nigel. And let's just take a look. I know you had said, why is April O'Neil in a game? But then
I was
you
very
said she was pretty
anti-April.
sick looking. Dude, I'm a journalist, so I was like, yeah, April, let's do it.
It's your character.
Oh, yeah.
I also think Nigel's extremely dumb. Only because I hate the Nigel fans of the world, because they think I don't know. They just think they're so funny, and I look at Nigel. I just like can't take him serious. Like I can't imagine.
He also gets his butt kicked here too.
Yeah. He just gets kind of trashed. So I feel like people. It's funny. People are like right there. That was like April literally did like an up air to knee. Like that reminds me of Captain Falcon. Like the way she kicks, she does like a flip to pop him up, and then like finishes it with like a strong move. And to me, that was the first. And that's what everybody thought. But yeah, I feel like
really similar to
like that.
Melee. That again,
like,
yeah.
It was this pop up into like forward air. I think that's forward air. I feel like the movement in this game. Nasty. Yeah, like look at that. That was a quick 4-piece. Like the movement is so like it's like unique, which is what I like about it. So that was the mechanic, right? He pushed him off the edge, and then he didn't recover. So like I feel like the movement's so like it's jittery but like smooth at the same time. I can't wait to try it. Like I just want to see if it moves. Because like I can kind of see how it's moving, and like it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Like pretty decently technical. You're going to have to be pretty fast, I think, which is
yeah. And I think those air dashes are going to allow for a lot of really interesting recoveries as well, because those air dashes just remind me of Falco and Fox with their.
It's going to be flying. Yeah, people are just going to be moving. So yeah, that Nigel. It's funny because like the way the communities work is like. I already saw people like Nigel's so bad, like based off this one match. We don't even know the skill level of the Nigel, and everyone's like Nigel's bottom tier, and I'm just like, everyone's so quick to jump,
So that was the first match. Let's move on to the next one: SpongeBob and Leonardo versus Patrick and April. Again, we just saw April kick a lot of ass. I'm a Ninja Turtles fan, so go ahead, do your thing, girl. But I wish we saw some Michelangelo play, but Leonardo will have to suffice. Now, this is more of a classic party mode style.
This is a party game mode for sure.
Yeah. So 4v4.
This is fun though. Like I'm always down for a good 4 people playing at the same time.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's how I grew up. Well, we always played with Pokeballs, and I was always sad that Pro Play never had Pokeballs. Add that randomness in, please.
Yeah. So right here, it's like kind of hard to see what's happening just because it's mayhem. But again, like just looking at the moves, like. The game just looks like it looks smooth, and we were also making fun of that Leonardo.
Leonardo, I think the same guy who played the Nigel plays the Leonardo.
Yeah. My stream, we were making fun of the Nigel and the Leo were getting made fun of, and now it's funny that you told me it was the same person.
I don't know if it is, but that could be.
So I like that because that SpongeBob just got 2 edgeguard kills, like. I love that it looks like people are going to be able to go out there and edgeguard. Because that's something you can't really do in Ultimate. Not as well. And in this game, it looks like edgeguarding will be a huge factor, which is, to me, one of my favorite things about Melee. Because, like, there's such a, like, cool part about, like, once the person's off, you want to keep them off. But the person who's off wants to live more than anything. So there's, like, so much outplay that happens while both people are, like, off stage. So we were laughing at that. The power bomb, it just happens so fast. Because I believe Patrick's a grappler, right? And it's cool to see that he has like a move like that, and you can just like take somebody with him.
He just looks so angry when he's doing his moves.
But then he like goes to his default face, and he's just dumb and happy. I think that was another thing I liked is like I just like seeing the characters when they're like kind of themselves. Like I like seeing SpongeBob just be goofy and like Patrick being Patrick, you know. Just makes
That's a
me feel
great
like a
point. It
kid.
does, yeah, it
And like
does
it
look like
just
they're capturing the essence of them really
I
well.
think pretty well, yeah. When I see SpongeBob, he's like being SpongeBob, and I think that's really cool. And like even when he does like his karate chop, I'm like, I remember that episode. So like that nostalgia is like so cool. Like just to be able to like relive it in moments, like my childhood, like my child in me is just like, man, that's so sick.
Is
There's like
SpongeBob
little,
your all-time favorite Nick cartoon?
he's up there, yeah. I love SpongeBob. As you can see, I
Oh
have a
man,
SpongeBob right here. He's a magnet
there
I
you
keep on my
go.
desk. So I'm like actually like the biggest SpongeBob fan. We were
That's
laughing
hilarious.
at that because that was just pretty much a suicide dare is what we call it. She just ran off the level, but since it was one stock a piece, normally you're not going to run off and do that because you don't want to trade stocks. But in melee, I do that all the time. Like one stock, one stock. I know I have a guaranteed kill. You just run off, and you just kill the other guy before they kill you. So it's funny to see that like April just fling her legs and he just goes and SpongeBob dies. So we were
The only
cracking
time
up
I've
at
ever
that.
done that is with a Kirby, where I just was falling off the
Just
ledge,
down
sucked
there.
him in, and just
Yeah, yeah,
just
exactly.
sucked him in. All right, well, let's go to this final match. CatDog versus Lucy. I know you mentioned you're not certain
Yes.
who
So
Lucy is, but we
I
got
said
CatDog.
I got SpongeBob gameplay and CatDog. That's why I'm also extra excited. Like I got to see how my two characters I'm gonna play, and also whoever this CatDog is insane. This Dev, whoever he is nasty, and this Lucy. I assume the SpongeBob or the April and the CatDog are the same player. If not, can we request that they play each other? Because so like
Can we
what?
see that?
I think everyone would love to see the CatDog and the April go at it. So look at this
Yeah,
CatDog, just so much better than this Lucy. And this already shows me that like if you're good, and that's the cool thing about melee is like he's just owning this guy. And it's cool that I can already tell that there's gonna be levels of like you can just destroy somebody this bad. That means that like there's gonna be a lot of room to be really good. Which is, I think unless you're like a casual, I think if you're like a core gamer, you want a game, that's always like a good sign. Because just being really good at games feels really good. And it looks like you could be pretty good in this game based off, what we're seeing.
and looks like CatDog can control a lot of space.
That dog's doing some things. I don't even know what he's doing half the time, but he's just. Well, it looks like he's just
I,
kind of fast. He's so mobile.
yeah, I don't even know what is front and back. We were talking about the mechanic where you can keep your back to or for your
Uh-huh.
opponent. Like, which one is that for CatDog? We don't know.
I,
Let's find
depends. It depends if you like cats or dogs more.
out.
I'm a dog guy, so I know who my front is.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, stay. Yeah. Like CatDog, this character's so unique. Like I'm just so excited because I've never seen anything like this in melee. Just the two guys back and forth. Like that's it. That uppercut move is gonna win tournaments. That was killing so early.
Awesome. Mango, we are out of time. We deeply appreciate you coming on and giving your insight around everything Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.